Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and thank you again for all of the support, and welcome to the July 2018 channel update. This one will be a bit shorter than last month's, but I also plan to add a special treat at the end. As before, timestamps are literally everywhere. Hopefully you can see them. If you're on a TV, I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to get them to you. I don't know what to do for you there, but anyway. In terms of the content on the channel, Vita Gaming 2019. I've been slacking on recording it. I am going back and forth as to how I want to do my 30 episodes of it, but we still have plenty of months for that, so yeah, I got plenty of time to work on that and kind of work out how I want to show off 30 different sequels. But if you want other YouTubers you watch to create content for it, be sure to send them either over to the website or to the Discord through the links. I can give them all the information, or you can direct them to the places where it's posted. It's posted in multiple places, so yeah. As far as this month's video plans, the Diablo 2 pacifist run is almost finished, and I will be moving on to the Warrior Princess Amazon build soon after that, with another short game run releasing during the small gap between the runs. The short game will likely be Year Walk this time, and I am going to be recording Inside pretty soon as well. But Year Walk is the one I'm doing right at this stage. If you have any recommendations for games in the 1 to 5 hour range, blind run, not speed run, blind run, definitely drop it down below, as I do want to do more of these little short kind of intermission kind of games, and if I get enough of them, I'll release them more than once a month. For now, I'm sticking with once a month, maybe twice for the short games. Anyway, Battletech is also closing in on completion, so I should be wrapping that up and going towards finishing Hard West as well towards the end of the month, possibly into early August. I'm also working on recording Grandia 2 right now, though that might possibly change. It's set to release after the Cosmic Star Heroine completes, though that may change. This whole thing, like with the RPGs, may change depending on the situation. I do mention a little bit about Grandia 2 in the first couple episodes of the Amazon run, mainly because I got frustrated with the Paladin and went back and recorded some Amazon. Don't worry, it's not done yet, but it will be soon. Though I wasn't very clear on the changing of the RPG. I will be doing an RPG, I'm just not sure it's going to be Grandia 2 for sure at this point. I'm enjoying it, it's just there. As far as other things, Pillars of Eternity, that's going to be going on for a while. Estimates for completion of that game are in the 60 to 70 hour range. So it's going to easily be a 100+ episode series. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be going on for a while. It's going to be a few months of Pillars of Eternity. It's going to stay on the same every other day schedule. It's there. It is what it is. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I know it's getting a few likes. It's getting a steady viewership, and I know that there are a few people just regularly watching that, and thank you again for watching that. It kind of motivates me to keep making it. As far as what else is left, pretty much opening up the floor to your questions or even topics you'd like to hear thoughts on, as I think it'd be nice to turn part of the monthly updates into a Q&A or discussion of sorts, even if it's just like silly questions or serious questions, either's fine. Even if it's just a random off-the-wall topic, I'm fine with it. It's just something to add a little flair to the end of these. And I mean, this month I'm answering a freaking Tulka question. I have a list of about 50 Tulka questions, so they're going to last me a little while, and I'm going to try to do like one each episode, depending on the Tulka question. I just copied and pasted them. I haven't read them all. So Tulkas, they might not all make it in there. I'm not sure. There were some questionable ones. If there are a lot of questions or topics, by the way, I may even start adding some game keys or similar prizes for the person who gets their question or comment featured, so you have kind of like motivation to go for more interesting topics as well, or weird topics, just something to catch my attention. Let's see. What else? Gotta remember the usual shilling. Like, subscribe, comments, they always help. And if you want to help the channel more directly, the Patreon link is in the description. It's in every video's description. And even just like $1 on Patreon helps along the lines of a couple thousand views. But as always, the most helpful thing you can do for the channel and growing the community is to just share it with your friends. Bring people in, let them see the content. If they enjoy it, let them watch. If they don't, bye, I guess. I mean, you're always welcome here. Everyone's welcome. I don't usually cause any trouble with anybody, so it's a pretty chill community. Anyway, I also feel it kind of important to note, as I'm shilling the Patreon thing, content will always remain free. I can't say that enough. Content I will always release for free. It's not something that I want to put behind a paywall or anything like that. It's unethical in my opinion, as far as YouTube videos go. Now, if I was doing like commissioned art, that would be something different. But Patreon in of itself, for the Patreon that you guys can find in the link down below, is more of a tip to support the channel. I do post polls there, and I sometimes post notes, and it does give you access to a private chat on Discord just for patrons, sorry. But I prefer to keep most of the content out in the open. That's just how I like to run things. I prefer to keep most things like just on my sleeve, just out there. Everyone can access it. Everyone can have fun with it. If they enjoy it, they enjoy it, and that's that. That's just how I think it should be done. I like interacting with you folks, and that's just where it is. But anyway, other shilling, there's a few polls on Discord. By the way, these are, the ones on Discord are open access. Anyone on the server can vote on them. As well as the little button in the top right is a copy of those polls, so you can vote up to twice as a non-patron. There is a third one on Patreon that if you are really determined and you're a patron, you can actually vote for a third time, but that's only one extra vote. You can still vote in the other two, so there is more weight on the free votes than, yeah, you get the point there. So you could vote 3 times, potentially, if you really, really, really wanted to see a certain series. As far as the first poll, the biggest of the polls that's going to actually help with the channel in the future, is a poll for the next strategy series you'd like to see. It's divided by franchise. It's pretty much a fight between Dawn of War, StarCraft, Shadowrun, and Command & Conquer. I divided it by franchise. That way I have some choice and flexibility in which game out of the set I want to do. I may do all of the games in that franchise and then move on to the next one. The smaller polls are Grim Dawn poll, since that's a highly requested game, even more so than like Path of Exile, although Path of Exile gets a lot of views as well, on just like the 5 episodes I did. The last poll is for Twitch content, as I've started to move videos over there and want to do marathons on series, and for the most part I'm going to try to be there for these marathons and actually be in chat for them. But yeah, I'm going to try to do marathons for the series, and since I can't actively stream right now, that's pretty much my only access to Twitch. I will also be doing some Twitch-specific content later on, like in the far future, possibly next year sometime. Not right now, but for now, it's just going to be mostly the mirror of the current series and marathons of older popular series. And if there's a specific series you'd like to watch, like in marathon format, over on Twitch, tell me. It doesn't matter if it's like an old series or not. If I can download it off of YouTube, I can marathon it over there and commentate on it live, like in chat there, and help you guys out with that. But anywho, time for this month's question, because I didn't ask for questions last month. I'm gonna have to go with one of the very common questions I get asked a lot on the channel, a whole lot. It was more common last year than it is this year, but it still pops up from time to time, and that question is, when are you going to play Shadowrun again? And the short answer is when it's finally put on Steam. The long answer is basically that I've been waiting for the Steam release of Shadow Era for over a couple of years now. And yes, they are accelerating production on it, and that's a good thing. And there is a lot of progress getting into that. And they keep saying, we'll release it after the campaigns are done. So when I get a word that's coming, I plan to boot it up on there with a new account. I don't plan to use my old account. I plan to start a brand spanking new account and start from scratch. That way I have the experience new players have with it, and go through a few of the campaigns, since it was said that they were waiting on features to finish like that campaign to get the Steam release out. So pretty much it's not going to be covered until, you know, Shadow Era's soon is resolved, and I use air quotes around that soon. Now, as far as the Tulka question, which you're all welcome to answer, and I might include particularly interesting answers in the next update. I'm up in the air as to what kind of answers I might get to that, because Tulkas has some interesting questions. But anyway, this one is a safe question. It was an easy one. I just kind of like saw it there and I was like, this is a good, easy answer question. He basically asks, if I wanted to take you to prom, how would I seduce you? My answer is pretty much just supply me with pizza, sushi, and video games, and try not to stick any stripped live wires in my ear. That's pretty much it. And if you guys get that reference, awesome. That means you watched a certain series with Tulkas in it. That said, I think that's about it for this month, and it was actually, despite my earlier comment, it was actually longer according to the recording software I'm using. Maybe these are going to turn into longer format things. No. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great day, and be sure to keep gaming, have fun, and peace out. This has been Alzorath. Bye.